This video is about the child identity that most adults never outgrow. My name is Jeff Faldon and I'm a neurohacker, neuroarchitect, and I show people how to change their inner programming to get the desired results that they want in their life. See, when we were growing 0 to 7, this is what they call our imprint years. And the importance of understanding this is that 75% of what we know in our entire life was by the age of 5. I want you to think about what I just said. 75% of what we know in our entire life was by the age of 5. Now you're going to go, how is that possible? Well, you learned how to have motor dexterity. You learned how to have core. You learned how to walk. You learned how to brush your teeth. You learned how to tie your shoes. You learned how to communicate. And this is the other thing that's important. Think about if 75% of what you know is by the age of 5, how much of that did you even understand communication? Okay? So think about when you start looking at things as everything is energy, vibration, and frequency, it starts opening up your life to a whole other different dimension, literally. Why is that important? Is because when you were a child, your child identity was formed by how you interpreted the sensory input from your environment. So dad comes home in a bad mood, had a fight with his boss, and mom and dad aren't getting along. Dad wanted to play around at night. Mom said no. And so dad's got this attitude and you're excited to see dad and walks in through the door and your dad brushes you off because he's in a mood. As a child, you do not understand this. And this is where your child identity starts taking shape. Okay. And our subconscious takes everything literally and it takes everything personally. Okay. So, because we don't have the conscious mind yet to start forming and filtering things out. So what happens is we take on this belief that there's something wrong with me and that is why I'm being treated this way, okay? This is so mission critical to understand this because once we start forming this identity, then what happens is the subconscious starts compounding it. And the subconscious is going to compound it in what's aligned to this identity that we started taking on. And so this is why hypnosis is so powerful, is to be able to go back and understand that this child identity, it's time for them to upgrade that operating system. See, it's like having a Ferrari, okay? Imagine you buy a Ferrari, but what you don't know is inside that Ferrari is a computer system that was designed by a computer programmer that had issues with safety and had massive risk aversion and really didn't believe in his ability of being able to handle the full potential of that Ferrari. So what he does is he programs that computer operating system to operate at a governed level, okay? And he puts that into the Ferrari. Well, you start recognizing all your friends' Ferraris are faster than you. So what you do is you go and buy more turbos. You go and buy more aerodynamics. You put a bigger transmission in it. You start bolting on all this different stuff, putting in different fuel, all these different things on the outside, trying to make that Ferrari faster. But you don't understand it's the operating system of that Ferrari that's impacting its ability to walk out its fullest potential. And this is so mission critical when we are looking at how we see ourselves and these childlike identities that we created, because this is the other part that's super important. See, we were all given this thing by God, divine, whatever you want to call it, that was a superhuman ability. We were given this to us. But see, the thing is most people never told us this, and certainly not when we were younger. We certainly didn't understand it. And that is the power of choice, okay? And see, what we do is that we start taking on this self-image, and some of our environments weren't conscious, evolved parents to understand how our imprint years end up shaping how we show up for the rest of our lives. Most parents are not conscious enough, have not evolved enough to understand this. And so we start creating this internal identity, and then what happens is now our whole life has to prove that that identity is what's real. And so just like the Ferrari, based on the projection of the computer programmer for that Ferrari, we have to acknowledge that the operating system is the thing that has to change within ourselves. See, this child identity that you created has not recognized that you are now an adult and that you have grown up and that now you have agency to utilize tools and strategies to change that self-image. See, and when, for some of us, what we are afraid of, well, not for some of us, actually all of us, our deepest fear is being separated from our tribe. Now, what does that mean? It means that your child identity was shaped to fit and to conform to your environment. Now, what I just said there is really, really, really important, because the educational system has indoctrinated us to conform, right? The educational system taught us how to fear failure. If we do not fit inside of the box, we will be cast out from our tribe, and then we'll be humiliated, embarrassed, and all that stuff, right? This is so profound what I'm telling you right here. So this is why it's important for us to look at the results that we have in our life and start looking at, is this the results that I want to change? And if we want different results in marriage, relationship, health, business, career, expressing ourselves, whatever it is, we have to recognize that we cannot outwork our subconscious beliefs, our subconscious programs, our subconscious identities, right? It's just like your phone. Every time they do a operating system update, guess what has to follow that? All of the apps have to update, or they become obsolete, they become outdated, and they are no longer functional. See, it's not about bolting on more turbos. It's not about buying more courses. It's not about learning different skills and strategies and tactics to try to make your life better. It's all about your subconscious childhood identity. Your child identity is what determines what you attract into your life. Your child identity is the most important aspect of that. And see, we have to be willing to change and transform it in order for us to really step into the greatness that God has destined us to become. Because I truly believe that God gave us these tools so that we can learn how to discover God at a whole other dimension. See, heaven is not a destination, it's a dimension. But see, for some people, a known hell is better than an unknown heaven. And this is why it's so important for you to look at what is your child identity and how is it formed, and then you investing into what you need to do in order to change that programming. Because like I said, by the time we're 35, 95% of our life is automatic, and we have to be able to use strategies and hypnosis. And I've been doing this over 36 years. I've been doing transformational work for over 36 years. I almost killed my sister in a drunk driving accident, and that's what it took for me to start waking up and recognizing that my self-image was, my child's self-identity is what just about ended not only her life, but my life as well. And this is the part that is so important. Your subconscious is a goal-seeking mechanism on steroids, and it's going to serve you the way it believes you want to be served. So your self-identity is everything, my friend. So I hope this serves you. If this, please like and comment. What is it that you would like to change? What aspect of yourself would you like to change? And then click on the link below, and I can set up, I have the ability to set up a call with me, and I can support you in transcending this if that's something you'd like. And be sure to check out this next video that comes up, and be sure to subscribe. We'd love to have you stick around. We got a lot of great stuff coming. Till then, my friend, live like your life depends on it, because it does. Be blessed.